Alright, welcome back to the FotoFit vlog. Sorry it's been so long for an update, but we're back at it and ready to hit it in this off season. So we're just going to start off with quick updates, and then we're going to get into a little discussion about motivation. For me, I did alright in my contest, placed second. Very close decision. Learned a lot from it, and happy with that. I moved up a weight class too, so that's always a good thing. Also, we're sporting the FotoFit paraphernalia now, so
gotta wear our own brand.
Wear our own brand. All right, so I'll toss it over to Russ.
Yeah. I started my off season about a month or so before he did. Feeling good, feeling strong again, which is a beautiful thing. A lot of people don't understand, having the energy when you eat. Sometimes they say when you look your best, you feel your worst. Just not moving as much as you like to be. So it's good from that for overall mindset. And just looking forward. Got a couple shows set up. I think I'm gonna hit a long string this fall and really try to hit the ground running and see if I can bring home an overall back to the Q. So that's kind of where my mind's at right now.
Yeah. So. We wanted to talk about motivation today because for a lot of bodybuilders, and I know myself too, personally I've always had to overcome this, is finding the motivation to keep going right after a contest, because that's some of the times where you're training so hard for what seems so long to get that certain look, and then after it's like, what then?
Yeah,
so a lot of guys are playing mind tricks with them, and especially when there's that rebound too of your weight gain and stuff like that. So
yeah, you see a lot of that stuff. It goes from just having such a focused goal. You kind of your mindset, everything that you do, whether it's in or out of the gym, is really ultimately with this one specific goal in. And then it's always tough once you come out of that, like Kevin said, start eating some good food again. Yeah, you're stronger, but you definitely don't look the same in the mirror. And it's tough. Training seems to kind of go downhill a bit just because there's not anything particular. So one of the things we kind of talked about is, you kind of get your conventional wisdom. It says that you need a deload. Bodybuilders are some of the most intense athletes out there in terms of there is no off season. So really try to find a balance with that. Take your week to have fun, but try to set goals for yourself. Short and long term. I know you and I have talked about specific goals that we want to try to accomplish. And like I said, it just helps shrink that time between contests. I don't have anything till September. You know what I mean? So if I didn't have specific goals in terms of my physique. I'm trying to, I'd like to gain another about 10 to 15 pounds, and not just weight goals, but a couple other goals in terms of the gym as well too, just to kind of keep it balanced.
Yeah, it's just for me, I've been up in the air of when I'm gonna do my next show, so that's sometimes hard to stay motivated when you're in the gym, because I have a lot of things, I'm going to be doing a marathon canoe race in the spring, so I was thinking about just jumping right back and competing early, but then I know that that's not going to bode well for that type
I'm not
of
doing
goal.
anything with marathon. I'm not touching it. I'm not that ambitious.
I'm doing it for just a challenge. So and that's another thing. You don't have to just be solely a bodybuilder either. You can have these other side goals and not detract from. And that's one thing that I want to show people, that I'm still going to get stronger. I'm still going to progress towards my bodybuilding goals while also attaining this other side note. So
that's the thing. It's such a psychological sport. There really is. It's pretty much you against you until you step on that stage. So kind of one of the things we kind of mentioned, the deload, taking a little bit of time. You need that mental deload too, and adding that variety. Not doing a marathon canoe race, but playing basketball, getting out there, rec leagues, things like that. A lot of bodybuilders, I feel are scared to kind of step out and branch into other things because they're nervous they're going to get injured. But I feel like getting burnt out is almost just as detrimental to any of the potential injury. And at least, again, you got specific goals in your mind. I'm not going to, if I'm really trying to bulk, I'm not going to play basketball 5 days a week and try to understand, why is it not coming on. But everything within proportion and within reason of it, definitely.
Yeah, and that's that, definitely that deloading. especially coming off of that contest, even though it's one of the most anabolic times for you, sometimes if you're just too mentally exhausted from your prep, you need to take that time off, or you're going to end up overtraining, actually, because overtraining can start mentally, you know. It doesn't have to be just a physical signs of overtraining, it's mental too. So and I'm not saying, you know, take off a month, just take it off a week just to reinvigorate yourself. And it will impact you, you know, in the gym, in your work life, everything, because then you're going to come back fresh. And, you know, I almost deload about every 4 to 8 weeks, you know, especially because I've been in the game for so long. I've been weight training for 11 years.
Yeah.
When you're that used to it, it's you adapt to that stress a lot quicker.
Yeah, this is very true.
That also means that you have to set goals more in the short term, because you're going to be having those intermittent layoffs. I mean, they're no more than a week, but they're still intermittent, and so you kind of want to set those goals where, okay, in this 4 to 6 weeks, I want to accomplish this.
Yep.
And then also using that as a priority too. That's what's really key to motivating you.
Definitely.
Because if you just say, I want it, but I don't want it bad enough, your motivation's gonna falter right when it starts to get tough.
And another aspect on the deload that not a lot of people talk about is, and again, I'm like in trouble when I say this, but a little bit of a deload from the diet. Everybody knows, you know, you have the night of the competition, night after. You gotta pig out, eat what you want. And a lot of guys get scared to go away from their core specific foods, even in the off season. And again, what happens is your palate just gets burnt out from the same foods over and over. Mentally, it gets tougher and tougher to eat that chicken. Little things like, I mean, I know me personally, I keep red potatoes solely in my contest prep. Anything else is going to be yams. Now, it sounds like it's silly, you know, something not too bad, but the added moisture from the yams, again, it's a little bit sweeter. It just it's night and day. I tell you, a month ago, I couldn't stand the sight of another potato, but once you switch, it's brand new. So little things like that in terms of when you're out grocery shopping. You know, if you ate chicken all throughout your contest prep, give your body a little bit of a break. You know, you don't have to go crazy. Maybe throw some lean turkey meat in there. You know, your different fish. There are other options out there. So really kind of everybody, I think, is scared to step out of their comfort zone when it comes to the off season. But I find that's when you make your biggest gains, is really stepping outside.
I totally agree with you. I mean, as I get closer to a contest, I cut more and more things out, and then once I go back, that's one of the reasons I can stay on a diet after my thing. I've had, and now I'm not having it so much. I had it for a little while, and I fed it. I had this insatiable hunger late at night. I would stay on my diet, you know, 6 meals, and then I'd get to that last meal, and I'd just be like, this is just not cutting it. So then I'd eat, you know, like, but it's not even a month after the contest, and now I'm able to stick to my 7 meals that I write out, you know. So, but like for me, I eat a lot of asparagus when I'm getting ready for a contest, and I haven't touched asparagus since then. I haven't touched brown rice since then. But I still eat rice. I eat white rice, and then I add other veggies to my rice instead of the asparagus. I do the peppers and the onions and the mushrooms, and just switching, you know, vegetables. They don't really switch your caloric intake at all, so you can have variety in that sense and keeping it fresh, and then you don't have to feel like you're getting all, you know, it's so monotonous. So
throughout the off season, I love if it fits your macros. That's my new slogan right now. I'm all about it.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, that's a topic for another day. Shout out Alberto Nunez and 3DMJ, man. Those Pop-Tarts, they got me going right now. Feeling strong, but again, that's a topic for another day. The main thing is just these little tricks. The reason that we kind of bring these up is really just things to keep yourself fresh. It's so easy to just get burnt out, especially, you know, the holiday time. You know, you're going in, it's so easy to miss one day and then another day and another day and start a string of bad habits, to where this time really is you're going to be put in an environment where, okay, there's going to be a lot of food, but I think your training should match your caloric intake, and why not push a little bit harder? Really, like I said, we try to put this out just to keep everybody's motivation levels high. A little bit of tricks that, I mean, him and I have found to work just in our own trainings and things like that.
I know, like, I've tried to instill this into my clients. You know, we were talking about that goal setting. You can have your Thanksgiving, and then there's a perfect 1 month time gap between that and Christmas. There really shouldn't be anything else except, I mean, yeah, you might have a Christmas party, but I mean, you should be able to. It's the actual holiday, and so if you use that time to really hone in, you can get a lot done in a month, and then you can have your fun.
Exactly.
And then you go right back at it.
I feel like people are quick to group the holiday as this, oh my goodness, it's a month long and we're celebrating. When it is a specific day that you're looking forward to, and you know, if you have a day, fine, but it doesn't have to be the month. I feel like people fall into they use that as an excuse all the time. Oh, it's the holidays. Well, you know, I celebrate the holidays as well too. You know, my family throws down. But again, you know, those other, 29, 30 days in between, I have to go to work like a normal person. I have to go about my normal routine. There's no reason that my eating, diet, training shouldn't follow the same protocol.
Exactly. And, you know, and sometimes when it comes down to motivation, it's just not, I like to tell this to my clients, you go to work sometimes when you don't want to go to work. That's you know, because work is a high priority to you. So really setting that priority, and then just, you know, sometimes just doing it and just getting it done, not because you want to, not because you...
As I say, JFDI. We'll let you guys figure that one out. Just, make sure that you do it.
So,
just like brushing your teeth. That's the analogy I like as well too.
Yeah.
You don't brush your teeth because you want to. Nobody wants to go through the motions. You brush your teeth because, number one, you don't want to offend people with bad breath, and because you've always been told that you have to for a healthy, clean mouth. I feel like the investment that you put in the weight room should be viewed exactly the same. Maybe not something that, oh, I don't want to do it every morning, not something that, you know what I mean, but something that I have to do, you know what I mean, just to try to increase my overall well-being. It's something that should be necessary in your daily routine, definitely.
All right, well, I think that was pretty good coverage of motivation for this time. If you guys have any questions or want us to cover anything else about the motivation side, just leave a comment. If you have
subscribe to us. Subscribe to us. That's pretty much all we got, guys.
And if you like it, give us a thumbs up. And that is enough for Team FotoFit right now.
We are out.
Peace.
Take care.